Can we say it yet? Something needs to change for Montreal beyond the lines at this point. I don't know if it's a roster change or I don't even know what kind of change I want to talk about, but we're going to be discussing that coming up in this video, including some talk on Martin St. Louis. But there were some good things in this game, including Josh Anderson absolutely bullying Tom Wilson. Lane Hutson, well, we thought he scored a goal, but he gets 2 assists. He got a Suzuki goal. We got a Cole Caufield goal. But I think what everyone is talking about is just the lack of effort for a full 60 minutes from the Montreal Canadiens. Some even more poor defense in a game where you're coming off an 8-2 loss. You need to make a statement. You need to show that this team has what it takes to really bounce back. Montreal was really good at doing that last year. But I don't remember a stretch of games within just over a week where Montreal has looked as bad as this in a while. We're going to dive into all kinds of stuff coming up on this episode of Habs Digest. Thank you for tuning in. We're jumping straight into it. And I want to start, actually, I want to make this bigger. We'll start with the box score. We are going to talk about Marty St. Louis. We are going to talk about Kent Hughes, and that's going to come up later. And I'm not taking the doomer approach that I think a lot of people are. The amount of I know I should stay off Twitter. I know I should stay off some comment sections, but holy crap. And honestly, I think a lot of you guys might be in that same, negative mindset. As I'm looking over here, St. Louis is trending on Twitter. So there is a lot of stuff going down. I think a lot of you guys are going to be ready to leave those comments, and that's fair, but we'll wait till the end for that. I want to talk about this game a little bit first. And who better to start with than the Lane train, Lane Hutson. This guy is so good. We thought he scored a goal off that one-time drop pass from Christian Dvorak. The only good thing Christian Dvorak did this game. That's maybe putting it harshly, but is it really? Lane Hutson with 2 assists tonight. He only had 19 minutes. I know I'm saying only 19 minutes. This guy's leading all rookies in terms of time on ice. But Kaiden Guhle being back tonight, having 4 hits. I mean, look, he looked good. I think Kaiden Guhle looked fast. He looked like he was ready to go. Played a lot of shorthanded time. It was great, but David Savard was relied upon a lot, especially in shorthanded minutes for Montreal today. So he got more minutes. I think Hutson, at some point, you got to put him on the PP1. I mean, we've talked about this for ages, but let me just hammer something in here. Montreal had an extended 5-on-3 when they were down 2 goals, and they put Lane Hutson out there, and it looked like they had everything ready. It was Caufield, it was Suzuki, it was Lane Hutson, it was Kirby Dach, and it was Joel Armia. Like, it wasn't Mike Matheson as the 5th guy. I mean, that might be questionable. It wasn't someone like Alex Newhook. It wasn't someone like Juraj Slafkovsky. I don't really know why they went with that group, and the second power play unit there had like Matheson and Slav and Newhook. It was so bizarre. Maybe Slav was on that first one. Maybe I'm misremembering. I think it was Caufield, Suzuki. Maybe it was Caufield, Suzuki, Hutson. No, I think it was Dach and then Armia. Anyway, whatever. It doesn't matter. The point is, Lane Hutson, twice on that 5-on-3, made perfect passes. One time it went through Armia's legs. The other time, Caufield whiffed on a one-timer. And you know what? I can forgive Caufield. The dude has 10 goals in 11 games. He's been absolutely insane. He's been super Caufield, as we all know. This guy has been ridiculous to start this season. Unbelievable. But Lane Hutson was creating so many chances. Why is he not on the PP1 at this point? I got some graphs to show you guys. Look at this. So this is high danger passes per 60 on the x-axis. This is chance assists per 60 on the y-axis. Now this is not labeled, but do you have any idea who this person up in the top right is? This guy who stands alone among the entire NHL? Lane Hutson has the best combination of high danger passes per 60 and chances and scoring chance assists per 60 in the league. It is just Lane Hutson. And then JFresh, this is from JFresh, by the way. They said this is the thing. If Hutson can keep up anything close to it, it would make him the unicorn that people keep talking about. Making high danger passes across the slot is something that even elite offensive defensemen rarely do. So far, Hutson can. And guess what? He did it again tonight over and over and over. He had 2 assists. And on that 5-on-3, he was the most dangerous playmaker. He was more dangerous than Suzuki, but he's still not on the first power play. I'm starting to lose my mind over this. I feel like I'm taking crazy pills. At some point, it's like, yeah, I know Matheson's the senior guy, whatever. Lane Hutson's the youngest guy. Look at this. Look at this. Look at this. Look at where he is compared to the rest of the NHL. It's insane. And here's another one. Here's zone entries per 60 on the x-axis and possession entry percentage on the y-axis, as in keeping possession when you enter the zone in terms of percentage times you enter the zone and total entries. So basically, if you're in this upper right quadrant, you are one of the best players in the entire league at not only entering the zone, but keeping team possession when you enter the zone. Look at where he is. Do you see any other Montreal Canadiens anywhere near the top of this list? There's someone there up in the right on the y-axis that, you know, the line there for entries per 60 is probably Matheson or maybe Suzuki, but it's Lane, or probably not Matheson, but it's Lane Hutson. Again, he leads the team. He's one of the best in the NHL in terms of keeping his team's possession when he enters the zone. And I'm just going to bring this one up again because this blew my mind. Thank you, Jay Fresh, for showing me this. But my gosh, like, at what point are we just saying, like, look, I'm not gonna crap on Marty because I still think it's far too small of a sample size. But what I will say is that there's a reason that fans are getting frustrated, because it's not just about, you know, it's not about saying he needs to be gone tomorrow. I think a lot of people are saying that, which I completely disagree with. I just don't like the fact that this team seemingly isn't any better than last year yet. And I know, here's the thing. Maybe those are high expectations because young teams in the NHL tend to take way longer to get into the rhythm in seasons, especially teams with a lot of roster turnover compared to veteran teams who have been together for so many years, who have won these games. They know what it takes to win. Montreal knows what it takes to win to some extent, but it's just not something they have a ton of experience with, at least not with this core. And there's a bunch of new faces in the forward group. The defense is still very young. So I'm not going to be doom and gloom about the future of this team right now. I am not going to be doom and gloom about this season. I'm not going to say, can Martin St. Louis tomorrow? Some of you probably will, and that's fine. I'd love for you to disagree with me in the comments. I would love for people to call me out and say, I completely disagree. I think Marty should be gone. It's great for discussion. I want you guys to talk about that. But I just don't think that's the time yet. I will ask for improvement, though, because right now, this team is one of the worst defensive teams I have seen in my entire life. I had a stat that I took up during the game. D- defensive ranks this season. Goals against, 28th. It's gotten even worse after tonight after giving up another 6 goals, including an Ovechkin goal, which is cool. I like that chase for Gretzky, whatever. They're allowing 33.6 shots per game. That's good for 27th in the NHL. 30th in slot shots allowed. 31st in inner slot shots. 30th in high danger chances. This is like, I don't even know at this point. That is absurd. This team is not getting any better defensively. I would say they took a step back. And I mean, look, the goaltending hasn't been helping them out either. Tonight, Cayden Primeau put up another .824 save percentage, and he did make some tough saves. And I'm not going to say that, you know, all those goals were his fault. The defense was hanging him out to dry time after time. The amount of odd man rushes or scrambles in front of the net. Ovi's goal was just no one covering him on the left side of the net. Connor McMichael, there was David Savard trying to cover 2 people and no one else was back. There was not even a second defenseman near the net with Savard. It was Caufield trying to come back and cover Connor McMichael. Like, there's no coverage. There's no stick on stick. There's none of that stuff. So, you know, I'm looking at this team and I'm like, gosh, you know, it must suck to be a goalie playing for Montreal right now. But at the same time, like, Primeau made some nice saves. I'm not totally sold on him again. Like, he still didn't look that stable, and we're all looking at Jakub Dobeš having a great start down in Laval, wondering when that day is going to come. I don't think it's going to come yet because I still don't think Primeau's going to pass through waivers. I think a lot of people here might think he will. But you keep him until the end of the season. He's an RFA. You don't have to sign him back. So we'll see what happens with Cayden Primeau. I still think there's time to let him settle in. But I mean, looking at the forwards, I got to shout out Galley as well. I mean, when Gallagher gets a goal, it's awesome. We all thought that was a Lane Hutson goal. I'll play the highlights again for you. I mean, it's just great to see Josh Anderson beat the crap out of Tom Wilson. After Tom Wilson goes after Kaiden Guhle, it was a hard hit, nothing really dirty. It wasn't great. It was maybe a little late, but whatever. And then this is where we thought Lane Hutson, that was Suzuki's goal. That was awesome too. And Mil Heineman on the first line. Lane Hutson, we thought he scored that, but it was Galley that tipped it. Mil Heineman on the first line also, I don't know, maybe I just wasn't paying enough attention. I thought he looked invisible, and we started seeing Slaf back on the first line at the end of the game. Slaf looks a little less confident around the net than he did last year, and that's the same way he started last year. I think Slaf just needs to get back into that groove. He didn't have a point tonight, so he's now under a point per game, but Suzuki was great as well. But yeah, 1 second here. I'm going to see if I can get the hockey stat card, see if they posted it, because I think that'd be a nice way to finish off this video. Well, I couldn't, it's not getting posted for some reason. They always have issues. This one's not getting posted today. We'll probably see after. So instead, I'm going to show you Ivan Demidov's stats to get you a little happier. Now, this was before his last game. Actually, this was 2 games ago, because I don't actually have recent stats for Ivan Demidov. Do I have this, though? I think I might have an Ivan Demidov clip. Do I not? No, I don't have an Ivan Demidov clip. Well, it is what it is, but all the same, I'm going to come back here. At what point now do we need to consider a move? I mean, we've been saying, when we heard the rumors of Kent Hughes looking to make a move here for another defenseman or a forward, it's like, it's too early. Is it too early? I don't know. Like, we don't want to block anyone in. Like, at what point are we just saying, like, who are you blocking in? If the team can't even compete at an NHL level defensively, you're not, I mean, like, I get the idea of blocking a path for a prospect, but at this point, if you can't be better than what Montreal has right now, like, I'm sorry, but your spot's going to get taken. And I think the team is getting frustrated. I haven't looked at the post-game press conference. I'm sure that's going on now. I don't know what's going to happen in the coming games. I'm not doom and gloom. I'm not saying Marty should be fired. I'm not saying Kent Hughes needs to make a move tomorrow. I am saying I expect improvement, and I'm not seeing it. The amount of goals the Habs are giving up, the defensive play this season has been abysmal, and, you know, it's just a fact of what it is. I mean, we're all watching these games. So, all in all, Caufield's still the favorite now. Well, not the favorite, but the leader in terms of the Rocket Richard race with 10 goals in 11 games. Absolutely insane. Great stuff to him. Nick Suzuki continuing to dominate, 13 points in 11 games now. He is rolling finally for this season. The Slaf Dach New Hook line looked okay. I would expect to see Slaf back in the top line next game. Dach is just not getting it together yet. And Lane Hutson, our boy Lane Train, is absolutely amazing. Let me know what you thought about this game. Let me know what you thought about everything down below. I've been your host, Josh Gosse, and I suppose I'll catch you in the next one, hopefully in a bit of a better mood.